What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Sunday, February 9th, 2025, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now it is 16:01 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from all over the world. So last night there was a massive 8.0 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Honduras. And here we have a picture showing the exact location, the epicenter of this earthquake. Now, they did downgrade it from an 8.0 to a 7.6, but it was initially reported as an 8.0. And there were tsunami warnings for all of the Caribbean, but thank God there were no tsunamis at all. But this could have potentially affected the U.S. Gulf Coast, so we really dodged a bullet considering that the Super Bowl today is in New Orleans. We also have some major breaking news coming in from Nevada. A dairy worker in Nevada tested positive for H5N1 bird flu. The case is awaiting confirmation from the CDC. It would be the first human case of the bird flu in Nevada. Also, some major breaking news coming in from the Baltic region. So Russia says that an undersea telecommunications cable connecting St. Petersburg with Kaliningrad was cut by what they are saying were external forces. Okay, so Russia is basically blaming NATO for cutting an undersea telecom cable that connects St. Petersburg to Kaliningrad. Apparently, they are now fixing this cable, which happens to be in the Finnish exclusive economic zone. That's where the break occurred. And what's interesting is 2 days ago, a Russian state aircraft flew into Finnish airspace for several minutes. And there were some people in the comments asking me what the source was for that. It was reported by Bloomberg here in the U.S., but the Finnish Defense Ministry reported it, so it's 100% confirmed. It's not fake news. I never share fake news. Okay, so a Russian state aircraft flew into Finnish airspace in the Gulf of Finland for several minutes, okay? Not in their exclusive economic zone, but in their actual airspace, okay? For some reason, there's not a lot of details being released about that. So, to me, clearly Russia was testing Finland and also showing NATO that they're not afraid of NATO. We also have some breaking news coming in from Axios. Axios is reporting that Trump's team was warned that Iran's assassination threats were more serious than reported, and that Iran allegedly placed operatives in the U.S. with surface-to-air missiles to target his private plane, Trump Force One. Security also advised Trump to avoid car windows due to sniper threats. In September, his security shot down a drone following his convoy. The threat reportedly made Trump more cautious about boasting about Soleimani's killing. Okay, so major breaking news coming in. Iran has placed operatives, sleeper agents in the U.S. with basically Stinger missiles to take down Trump's plane. Okay, very, very serious. And the New York Post reported that U.S. President Trump said he had spoken with Russian President Putin about ending the war in Ukraine, but Trump declined to say how many times they had spoken. And the special envoy for Ukraine, Keith Kellogg, is expected to attend the Munich Security Conference this coming week with Vice President Vance. And that's going to be running from the 14th to the 16th. But they're not going to be presenting the actual peace plan, which is what Trump is going to do. Trump is going to be the one to present the peace plan. But Keith Kellogg and J.D. Vance will be attending the Munich Security Conference this week. And the German military is investigating suspected Russian espionage after 6 drone sightings over an airbase in the northern town of Schwesing, where Ukrainian soldiers are trained on Patriot missile systems, Süddeutsche Zeitung reported. And between January 9th and January 29th, unidentified drones repeatedly entered restricted airspace above the Luftwaffe facility in Schwesing, according to the report. Despite deploying electronic countermeasures, including the HP-47 jammer, Bundeswehr forces, those are German forces, failed to bring them down. Military officials believe the drones were technologically advanced and not standard commercial models, raising suspicions of state-backed espionage. Some defense officials believe the newly discovered drones may have been launched from ships in the North Sea or the Baltic Sea. So the Germans are dealing with Russian spy drones flying over Patriot missile training facilities where the Germans are training Ukrainian soldiers on the operation of Patriot missiles. They failed to take down these drones using jammers, standard jammers. So these are special jam-resistant drones. Okay, very, very serious. That is basically an act of war, okay, to send your drones into another country's airspace and spy on their military facilities. Okay, that would be an act of war. That would be like NATO sending drones into Russia to spy on Russian bases. I'm sure Putin wouldn't like that, or Putin rather. And Russia said that they have yet to see any positive developments from the new U.S. administration regarding disarmament. Russia's permanent representative to the UN in Geneva, Gennady Gatilov, said on February 9th, I want to remind you guys that basically all of the big Cold War arms treaties are gone, okay? The Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty is gone. The Conventional Forces Europe Treaty is gone. The Nuclear Test Ban Treaty is gone. The START II Treaty is gone. So we're basically back to the earlier days of the Cold War before any arms treaties existed. And this update was sponsored by EMP Shield. Guys, EMP Shield has created a special discount just for you, the listeners of the NYPrepper channel. If you go to empshield.com and use the promo code NYPrepper, you can get 15% off your entire order. And why do you need an EMP Shield? Well, this is a special device to protect your vehicle, your RV, your solar generators, your radios from an electromagnetic pulse, which could be caused by a solar flare or potentially a rogue country like North Korea detonating an electromagnetic pulse weapon over the United States that's mounted onto a satellite. So protect your vehicles, protect your RV, protect your radios, protect your generators with an EMP Shield. Use my promo code NYPrepper to get 15% off. Installation is super simple. This is a veteran-owned business, 100% American-made, and the EMP Shields have been tested by the military, okay? And free shipping is included to the entire continental United States. And the link and the promo code are in the description below this video. And that's why I think we're going to be entering a new Cold War between the U.S. and Russia and China, because there's literally zero treaties, and you know that Trump is going to try to beef up our nuclear arsenal, and Putin has already been doing that, and China has already been doing that. And Trump imposed sanctions on South Africa over its land policy and its genocidal case against Israel at the International Court of Justice. And China will be imposing 15% tariffs on U.S. energy and vehicles. Wow. And North Korean leader Kim Jong-un accused the U.S. of standing behind the world's disputes, reaffirming the country's policy to further develop its nuclear forces. The North's state media reported Sunday Kim made the remarks during his visit to the Ministry of National Defense the previous day, in celebration of the 77th anniversary of the founding of its armed forces, the Korean People's Army, according to the Korean Central News Agency. Delivering a speech to military and political commanding officers of the ministry, Kim referred to a series of new plans for bolstering all deterrences and reaffirmed the country's unshakable policy of more highly developed nuclear forces, the KCNA said without providing details of the plans. The leader claimed that U.S. nuclear strategic assets deployed on the Korean Peninsula The U.S.-led nuclear war simulation exercises and the U.S., Japan, South Korea military cooperation are inviting military imbalance on the peninsula and in Northeast Asia, causing a new conflicting structure and posing a grave challenge to North Korea. North Korea does not want unnecessary tension in the region, Kim said, adding that, however, it will take sustained countermeasures to ensure the regional military balance to prevent the outbreak of a new war and ensure peace and security on the peninsula. He also accused the U.S. of standing unfailingly behind the world's big and small disputes and tragedies of bloodshed, stating that this proves the regime's line of seeking an unlimited defense capability is most just. Okay, so that's Kim Jong-un's justification for seeking an unlimited defense capability, saying that the U.S. is behind all big and small tragedies around the world. Kim also blamed the U.S. for the Russia-Ukraine war, expressing serious concern that the U.S. and Western countries are prolonging the war with the unrealizable dream to deal strategic setbacks to Russia, the KCNA said. North Korea's army and people will invariably support and encourage the just cause of the Russian army and people to defend their sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity, Kim said, referring to the mutual defense treaty he signed with Russian President Vladimir Putin last year. And the Ukrainian Air Force released what appears to be the first footage of a strike using a U.S.-supplied GBU 61/62 1,000 or 2,000 pound bunker buster glide bomb. The strike reportedly targeted an underground Russian command post in the town of Selidov in the Donetsk Oblast. Okay, so the Ukrainian Air Force using 2,000 pound bombs for the first time. Okay, that is very, very serious. And the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, posted to Twitter today stating that intelligence reports confirm that Russia is forming new divisions and developing new military production facilities. Their cooperation with North Korea will continue to expand. Moscow is also spreading modern warfare technologies to the region, particularly drone technologies. This means one simple thing: Putin is preparing not for negotiations, not for peace, but for the continuation of the war. And not only against Ukraine, they are now increasing their army by more than 100,000 soldiers. All partners must be aware of this and see it clearly. Okay, so he's saying intelligence reports confirm that Russia is forming new divisions and developing new military production facilities. I really don't think Putin is going to sign any peace treaty with Trump. I highly doubt it. Okay, we'll have to wait and see, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the war is going to continue on. And remember, just about a week ago, Keith Kellogg said that Trump was ready to double sanctions on Russia if Putin does not sign a peace deal. So I'm seeing more escalation. I think the escalation is going to continue. Right now, we're in a honeymoon period. Okay, Trump just got elected, and Putin is trying to be kind of nice or whatever. But the honeymoon period is about to end, probably this spring and early summer, and then we're going to see the escalation continue where it left off during the Biden administration. But Russia already sent supersonic nuclear bombers to Alaska. Okay, literally a week after Trump was inaugurated, they sent 2 Tu-160s to Alaska, forcing the U.S. to scramble F-35s, F-16s, and I think F-22s as well. Or I'm sorry, Canadian F-18s and U.S. F-35s, and I think F-22s as well. Okay, so now they're sending their planes into Finnish airspace. Clearly, Russia's showing that they are not afraid of Trump. Okay, and clashes continue for a fourth day in a row on the border between Syria and Lebanon as the Syrian government launches a military offensive against Hezbollah-allied groups in the border region. So the new Syrian government is actually fighting back against Hezbollah-allied groups. That's very interesting. And Erdogan, the president of Turkey, said there is no need to discuss Trump's plan for peace in Gaza or take it seriously. He's talking about the occupation of Gaza, that the U.S. would go in and occupy it. He's saying not to take it seriously. A short while ago, Israeli Air Force fighter jets conducted a precise intelligence-based strike on an underground tunnel crossing from Syrian territory into Lebanese territory that was used by Hezbollah to smuggle weapons in the Bekaa area. And the seismic activity rattling Santorini and other Greek islands is not over, and the biggest quake yet could be still to come, a seismologist has warned. Remy Bossou, Secretary General of the European Mediterranean Seismological Center, that's the EMSC, some of you guys may know that one, said days or perhaps weeks would be needed to evaluate the unusual tremors, but said that the series of quakes typically occur in the buildup to a larger tremor. A state of emergency has been declared in the idyllic Greek island of Santorini amid a series of near-constant tremors in recent days, which have almost emptied the famous Greek tourist haven of visitors and residents. The largest tremor so far was recorded on Wednesday evening when a quake with a magnitude of 5.2 coursed through the island. It was the first to exceed 5.0 since the tremors began last week. Sitting near the boundary of the massive African and Eurasian tectonic plates, Santorini often experiences seismic activity, but rarely so intensely for so long. As well as Santorini, the nearby islands of Amorgos and Los have also been shaken. Bossou described the current seismic activity rocking Santorini, which is known as an earthquake swarm, as very unusual. Normally, he says, what you observe is a large earthquake followed by aftershocks, which decrease with time in magnitude and frequency. Here we observe a very different phenomenon. We see that the magnitude has been increasing with time and the rate has been increasing. So this is not typical behavior, he told CNN. So here we have a map of the Aegean Sea, and you can see all these earthquakes here. Look at this, guys, okay? 4.0 to 5.0 magnitude earthquakes, dozens and dozens of them here. So there could be some kind of a massive earthquake in Greece very, very soon. And right now, as I'm recording this video, Ukraine is under an air attack by Russia. Half of the country is under an air raid alert. So Russia is striking Ukraine right now, right before the Super Bowl. But I'm going to be monitoring everything going on during the Super Bowl. I do have the 24/7 live stream up right now. I have the radio set up so you can listen to the EAMs in the live stream. You can listen to our nuclear forces. And I have the flight trackers. So if anything unusual happens during the Super Bowl, I will go live and update you guys as necessary. But I hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. Let me know who you think is going to win in the comments. I'm cheering for the Eagles because they're from Philadelphia and I live in Pennsylvania. So I'm cheering for the Eagles. Plus, it would be nice to see somebody else win besides the Chiefs. Okay? But maybe I'll be back later on tonight or tomorrow with another update. And if not, I'll see you in the live stream. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere. And this update was sponsored by NYPrepper Supply. Guys, NYPrepper Supply is doing a massive sale on their 3-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithnyprepper.com. And the link is in the description below this video. They're selling their 3-month emergency food supply for just $600. So that's $100 off the normal price. And this is 3 months of food at 2,000 calories per day. Has a shelf life of up to 25 years. And all of this is packed into 6 rugged water-resistant buckets. And free shipping is included. And they're also offering a disaster replacement warranty. So if your food supply gets destroyed by a natural disaster, they'll replace it for you with no charge. And they also will provide you with free survival books and information, including a natural disaster field guide, a survival Bible digital copy. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get $100 off the NYPrepper Supply 3-month emergency food supply. And the link is in the description below this video.